Good morning. Good morning. So I didn't do my video last night, and so I'm up early this morning trying to get this done and a couple other things done. Anyway, I'm here to talk about Queen Sugar, season 5, the last season, episode 4, I believe. If you're new here, make sure you go ahead and subscribe to my channel and like this video and share this video and comment your thoughts down below. Let me go ahead and share this on the interwebs. We just gonna have a conversation. It is 5:30 in the morning. 5:30 in the morning. But this is like when I get off, I'm just so exhausted, y'all, that I lay down and that's the end. That's it. I lay down and then I have to get up at like 4 if I'm gonna be productive. So anyway, as you all come on in the room, I'm pulling up my notes and we can get to talking about this show. It was a lot last night, right? It was a lot last night. It was very emotional, but it was also very like loving. The words. So much of the script it's just this dialogue that's missing in the Black community. I mean, just listening to these men express their vulnerability, from Mr. Reggie to Ralph Angel to Hollywood to Prosper to Calvin to then Micah. We just got to see some different Black male portrayals. Because so many times we see Black males who are just like this thug exterior, just hard all the time. And, although I know Calvin's not a Black male, he is with a Black woman. So he has to know how to have this dialogue because he's in this interracial relationship, right? Okay. With an activist at that. Okay, so let's kind of talk through each character and their like thing for this week. The thing about Queen Sugar, I'm always on edge. I feel like I have PTSD because they like to just do stuff to just have you super thrown off, right? Whether someone has passed, whether we find out Hollywood is married, whether we find out, Ralph Angel gonna cut the fool. Like, we always find out all these different things and it just be like, wow. Like, and you be on the edge of your seat, like, for real. So let's start with Ralph Angel and Darla. Ralph Angel, you remember, is working his job, and it seems like he's liking it, right? He's being very positive. Darla's doing like doing the laundry, got it hung out on the line outside. Very, very 1930s, 40s housewife, right? She also is like updating the house, like painting things, fixing things. And it's like at the beginning of the pandemic, we were all kind of doing that, right? Like finding a little project. I can't even say we were all because I was teaching online, but we were kind of finding little projects to do here and there. And it felt good to just have the time and the silent time, knowing that nothing else is going on, to be able to get these things done, right? So she's doing that. At the same time, Blue is at school. Okay, so not at school, but he's at home and he's attending virtual learning. You guys know that Blue is a very, 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 very smart kid. But one thing that I saw within this episode was Darla's frustration because she felt like he was so smart, it was hard to keep him engaged the entire day. Like, it's exhausting. It's a whole lot. And so I hadn't really thought about, and I don't even think we've really thought about as teachers, like, school is much more than the ABCs 1, 2, 3s. It's about so much more of like the experience, the friends you make, the culture, right? The different events that happen, the things that happen in the hallway, like even the fights, even the, certain bullies that finally get told off. Like it's about all that. When you reflect on your school time, you think about the book bag that you had, you think about the teachers that you had, you think about hanging out in the hallway. I mean, a lot of these movies and shows and stuff that we watch, they don't even be in class. They be in the hallways or in the quad or like, so the kids are really suffering right now, as well as the teachers and as well as the parents. I feel like we all have our own plights. But the kids aren't really experiencing school the way it needs to be experienced. A lot of adults have a problem with online learning. So to think of your child doing online learning is just a lot. So even in person, our kids, now they do get a whole lot more of the culture, but there's like a lot that has to go down to keep us safe as far as COVID, right? So Darla is a little frustrated. While Ralph Angel is at work, he meets this guy named Reggie. And he's this older, sweet man. And he ends up nicknaming Ralph Angel Goodheart, right? Because he's like, you checking in on me and you coming to see about me, and that's just so nice of you. And it's just so funny because I don't remember. I'm gonna say this every week. Ralph Angel was not this sweet guy. I mean, he had it deep down. He was hurt. I'm gonna get over it. I'm moving. Okay, but he's like really showing like this sweet, endearing side, and he's talking to Reggie, and Reggie mentions his wife Zora Lee. Okay, and he's like, they've been married for 57 years, and she has slight dementia, but because of COVID, like he can't even go see her because when they were having visits before, somebody caught COVID, right? So he's just a little down. Later on, it ends up being his birthday, and Ralph Angel arranges for him to be able to see Zora through this window. Now, when I tell y'all, just seeing this older Black man just like speak so sweetly about a love, right? That touched me because, I mean, come on, y'all, that touched me in a deep place. And then to see him, like how he acted when he saw her and how he was looking through this window, and then face was beat, hair was snatched, edges just put like hair all the way together. I was just like, this love right here, this is Black love personified right here. Like I need it, I want it, I claim it in the name of Jesus, right? So yeah, they Ralph Angel, I think, seemingly sees him and Darla in them. So he comes home and he's like, are you my soulmate? And I was like, what more do you have to ask her? Because you didn't already popped the question, you know what I'm saying? But he ends up asking her, like, marry me right now. Let's go get married tomorrow. Now we see in the previews that that's not going to happen. It's going to be more, the family's going to get involved. I have a couple issues, but we'll talk about it in a minute. Okay. So anyway, so they all in love. He holding her, picking her up when she's frustrated. He's saying everything gonna get better. And I always wonder as a man, like, how do you even know that? How do you know that? Like, you have faith. I understand you talking to your dad. Maybe that's what it is. It's the faith. And then when he comes home, he lays his head in Darla's lap, and that to me is one of the most. When my husband does that, I just be like, what's wrong, babe? What's wrong? Like, I like stuff like that. And so, yeah, he asked her, like, let's get married now. Okay. So we're going to see that wedding looked extra queen sugary. It's something about that, like, Southern rustic Black couture type of vibe. Like, it just always looks so good on Queen Sugar. You know how Nova's kind of style, like with the burlap and then like the crystals and then like the African print cloths. Like, I just live. I can't do it. I'm not intricate enough, but I can learn. Anyway, so moving on, Hollywood and Vi. Hollywood and Vi, we had seen Hollywood talking to his mom, and she had this cough going on where she was sick. And so one thing for me is like, did she catch this like prior to? Because she hadn't been anywhere. I remember her mentioning that she was playing, her card games with her friends, but on Zoom. So I'm like, how did she even get it? But I knew that they were going to allow the virus to affect a character. I'm just praying that it ain't Prosper. Y'all don't do it to Prosper. Every time they leave the camera on him and it be lingering extra long, and now they got him at the house. I'm like, I can't take losing him. We don't need to do that. We don't need to lose him to wrap up the season now. Okay, we already lost Papa Bordelon, and I mean early on. Anyway, okay, so Hollywood has decided to go down and see his mom, but they won't let him in the hospital. Okay, so he just been sitting outside the hospital for days on end. He's calling Vi to check in. He's like, I don't know if she gonna make it. She's like, you gotta have faith. It's gonna be okay. Within the next day, he's saying they taking her off the ventilator. And so me and my students have been talking a lot about grief and trauma and sadness. And, they really, I don't know that they hate my class. My class is very serious a lot of the time. It has been lately, like very serious. Because as sixth graders, like they have to be able to process grief, trauma, sadness, racism, and so I guess I'm just giving the tools, but we were talking about it, and it's so crazy that sometimes when someone loses someone, you may not have the words. And I always express to them like the importance of empathy, understanding like what someone is going through. While you may not know how it feels, understanding that this person needs the space and the grace, and to allow them the space and grace, and then to show them that you care and are considerate of their feelings in some way, right? Okay, so when Vi is talking to Hollywood on the phone and he's like, they're taking her off the ventilator, the words that she said, I cannot specifically recall the exact words that she said, but the words that she said, I feel were so just impactful, because sometimes when someone's relative is passing, you don't really know what to say. And Vi, was kind of reassuring him, like, you've been a great son. Like, she's very proud of you. She's lived a full life. Like, it's okay. Like, I know that I can't, I know that she's still living amongst us, so we can pray for right now, but then she'll be amongst the eternal life. Like, I was just like, wow, I need to be writing this down. Because even now I can't even recall it, but it was just so like, a lot of the things she was saying were true. And of course, like, it still hurts. Like, we saw Hollywood break down, and I just want to know, as an actor, like, what does that take to muster up all that in front of at least 20 people filming you? So yeah, I don't know. I really appreciated Vi in that moment. Okay, so Vi is called Prosper while Hollywood is gone. And different people are checking in on Prosper, like trying to give him different tasks to do, because they understand that I don't want to keep calling them the elderly, but like our elders are, they're just sitting at home watching the news, and they're worried, and they haven't seen anything like this to this impact where it stopped like the entire country. And so, Prosper's very paranoid. He's very like secluded. His mind is like racked all day long about like what's going on, what's happening. And so she invites him to come stay with her a couple days. Now, I was like, should she be doing that within the pandemic? Like, when, I kid y'all not, and y'all may think I was a little extreme. Even my own sister, when she would come over, I would be like, okay, you're going to have to sanitize. We're going to have to spray you down with Lysol. We have very little Lysol left. We got the H-E-B brand. So, we can just spray the mist as you walk in and walk out. Actually, you got people, you want people to come over here? No, you were just hanging around people? No, you can't come over here. Like, it was just like a huge thing, because we just don't know, right? And it was affecting people in different ways. Now, I'm not a person that really gets sick like that. But it was still like, we don't even know. Like, you don't know how it would affect people, from babies to older people. Like, it was affecting people in different ways. Then I found out like it was happening with the dogs and the pets. So I was just like all around a paranoid mess. So when we talk about Vi inviting Prosper over, it was like, I'm trying to save this person's mind over thinking that they have anything. I guess the logic that we could run on is that Vi and Prosper have both been at the house quarantining for all this time. So pretty much they good. Okay, so now when it comes down to Hollywood, he might have to quarantine before he come on back because I don't even know how all this stuff works. That's what I'm saying. Like we ran on our own type of thing before. Like I think we should do this, and the news is saying do that, but didn't nobody know? Nobody knew. Like nobody knew. Like you could have your mask on and be around each other. Like you could be around each other as long as you have your mask on. We didn't find that out till like June, May or June, right? So I don't know. I just had to put my little 2 cents in there because I was wondering about that. I was wondering about that. If I didn't say it already, Hollywood's mom did go ahead and pass, and he went back to their home. Now I thought it was Hollywood and Vi's home, but he went back to his mom's home, and he read the note that he sent to her, and he just cried, and it just was very good to see a Black man cry on TV in a healthy space. It's not because of trauma. It's like he should be crying in this moment. His mom has passed, right? So that was very good to see, even though very painful to watch as well. All right, let's see. I'm trying to save Nova for the end. Okay, so Charlie and Micah. You guys know Charlie and Micah are trying to figure out this dynamic of mother, son, both grown in 2021 in a quarantine. Okay, so the thing that I had been noticing is like Charlie, she's very much a control freak, right? She does these things and it's like she expects everyone to fall in line. Within her life, she is in control everywhere, right? I don't even know if I'm gonna wear this shirt. We'll see. She is in control everywhere. So when it comes down to her son, who's now grown, first of all, I can't do the macking Micah. I can't do it. Every time you get on the phone, nah, I ain't too busy for you. Nah, you ain't interrupting. Like, what's up? I can't do it. I can't do it because I still look at him as this kid, probably just like Charlie, right? Anyway, they're chilling. They're having these conversations about, like when she was pregnant and, what that was like. And, they pretty much hung out the whole day. Like he's in there helping her cook. She's reminiscing on, when he was younger, how he liked to help her cook. And he leaves the room and gets this voice message. And the voice message is from Amber, honey. Amber that looked like SZA, betrayed by, SZA over salad type thing, right? Cute little wordplay. And she invited him out to this party. Clearly, Amber, we don't want Amber in Micah's life because she's irresponsible. Okay. But she's out having a good old time, yucking it up, having a great time, asking Micah to come through. Charlie then picked it up, said she was just going to hand him his phone. A part of me feels like she wanted to know, about this girl anyway, even though she talked to her just the day before. I just kind of feel like she wanted to know about her. So with all that, these lashes, y'all, I really wish I refuse to get individuals because I don't want to be that person that breaks out, but I might have to get them because I just can't. Anyway, so she's trying to figure out who this girl is, right? I thought in the previews that maybe she was going to be a girl somehow connected to Parker, and she was just trying to get close to Micah to get some intel, and which she really might still be. But us people that watch Queen Sugar, we're a little bit of cynics, a little bit, right? We be always thinking something's going to happen. So anyway, so him and his mom going at it. In the heat of the moment, she says, like father, like son, because you with this rebound girl. She asking, like, is she a white girl? And I'm like, no, mom, remember Amber looks like SZA over salad. Remember that? So Micah's upset, and she ends up apologizing to him. Now, I'm not a person that I feel like as a parent, you don't need to ever apologize. I don't think that. I just think that was she really wrong? Like, okay, apologize for saying like father, like son. Apologize for picking up his phone. But also within that same conversation, it's like, you're living under this roof. And she may have said this. You're living under this roof. I'm your mother. Also, even if you were just my close friend, like you can't be out here putting all of us at risk because if we go chill with Prosper, look, where have you been? You done been everywhere. And that was the thing for me when we were going through the quarantine. I was just like, we can't really go nowhere. And if anybody like goes somewhere, they put everybody else at risk. So it was really like you saw some really selfish people within this time. Like, and I don't even think it was just selfish. It was like you saw that a lot of people need that person to person interaction. And I mean, it's not wrong. I mean, I'm a person that's like that too. If I lived by myself and was single, like I feel like I would have had a problem too. But going out and risking, like even if like you could be outside sitting with each other 6 feet apart, like even that would have been cool. But to just be up at somebody's house or in a party setting or in a huge group, like that's completely irresponsible. And that was Charlie's whole point. They were able to kind of get back cool. And Micah was like, he got a phone call and then he declined it. He was like, nope, this is important to me too. So that was cool to see. But I was like, Charlie, girl, don't sleep, girl, because this man right here, he's grown and he gonna make decisions that you're not gonna fully vibe with. And then what? And then what? Okay, so finally, Nova, Calvin, and Courtney. Okay, so Nova's chilling with her boo, chilling with her bae, and he's being real, real nice in the morning. And I said, something is up. Something is up. We find out that Courtney, his oldest daughter, very, very pretty actress, I don't know who she was, her school has released all the students and told them that they need to go home, which is something that a lot of the schools did. Like you couldn't stay in the dorm. Or some of them, allowed you to stay in the dorm, but most of them, they shut down the dorm, had everybody go home. Okay. And so she's like, because of how much she clashes with her mom, she asked if she can come stay with her dad. Now, when Nova was like, I'm not comfortable, but I'm not going to keep you from your kids, I was like, girl, the one thing about Nova, I feel like you don't need to voice all of everything that you be feeling and thinking. You don't need to voice it all. Okay. Because if we're gonna run off with logic, you got with this man in all the ways that you did. Y'all stuck it out, even through the infidelities, even with all the back and forth. Y'all have decided to live together, cohabitate, and be one. Well, that means everything that comes with him. And although all that mess was hard with his family, it's not going away. It's not going away. So when she has this conversation later on with him, like, are you going to be ready, like, for the outside world when we, like, leave our bubble? It's like, I can imagine interracial relationships are like this a lot. Because culturally, like, there's just an aspect that each other aren't going to understand for each person's culture. And, like, do you have to rehab this conversation every time? Or is there finally, like, an understanding? I don't know. Anyway, Courtney shows up at the door. Nova's very nervous. Does she like pinks? Does she like grays? Like she's very nervous. And Courtney knows all about the child, what's the papers? Oh, the True Papers. And she's a huge fan of Nova. She gives her a hug. When they sitting down playing poker or whatever they're playing, she is a fully feminist, almost black feminist type rhetoric. You're the cisgendered white male. Anybody who used the word cisgendered, they got a couple smarts. They got it together up there, right? So she's saying, you a cisgendered man, so how would you know? Like all of these things. And I was like, well. So yeah. Courtney comes through and I'm still kind of watching her with my rocks side eye, because I'm like, why is she being so nice? Why is she being so cool? She is the direct opposite of her mom. She says that she's never ever seen her dad this happy, so she knows that there must be like true love between them. But I was still just kind of watching her because I was like, all they take is one comment about why she wear her scarf at night or whatever, and it's gonna be a problem. So we're gonna see about that little situation. Okay, but that was it this week. A lot of things are brewing for Queen Sugar, and we're gonna see how the rest of this season goes as they move through the pandemic. A lot of what was in the teaser we've seen. So, Hollywood breaking down, all these still shots of Prosper, like, Charlie running into her office. Is this a light bug? Ugh. Anyway, I got some other things to do before I head out. But you guys have a great day. Make sure you like the video, comment your thoughts below. I'm Camera, and this is Camera Music TV. See you guys later. Bye.